Hey everyone, so good to be back. I know it's been a minute since I've uploaded and I've missed you all so much. A lot has happened in the last 2 years. We just want a way to relaunch the channel, catch up on what's been going on in my life. Everything from exciting travels to new style to current obsessions, my new skincare and makeup routine that has been keeping me grounded and sane. So grab a cocktail, a coffee, some tea, sip on, get comfy. Let's just catch up. I can't wait to share everything that's been going on, what's coming next for this channel, and let's get into this. So I have a little going on the side so I don't forget what I wanted to tell you guys. All right, we're gonna get right into it. So me being the somewhat perfectionist that I have been, I wanted to create new and fun content, new trips, hanging out with friends and family, and being more vlog style while incorporating my fashion and beauty stuff into it, but that all came crashing down. I, with my job, decided to change locations, and it was a lot harder than I had remembered, and a lot of things had changed since the pandemic. That being said, your girl ran into some difficulties and I was really struggling through that. And then being able to transfer to come back home, I misstepped. We're gonna do our skincare routine. It's the bag I bring with me everywhere. I see it as a blessing in disguise because the month that I originally was supposed to be back home, I missed it. So I had to stay another 4 weeks. I felt like I wasn't paying attention. Turns out I was exactly where I needed to be. I was in a car on the way to Newark Airport when I got a phone call from my big sister in hysterics. At the time, we had thought that my dad was perishing in a fire. This is where faith for me came into play. I was only an hour and a half away from home. If I had been back at the old location where I lived, I would have been a 3-hour flight away. That's if I got on the plane right when she called me and the next scheduled flight wasn't for another 2 hours. So I would have been 6 to 7 hours away, missing that window by 15 minutes when I checked to put it in. A month prior or 2 months prior allowed me to be an hour and a half away from my loved ones when things were tested. Thankfully, my dad's okay. The house is not. The house I grew up in with all of childhood memories, photos, all of my mom's stuff is gone. But the most important thing is that my dad was unharmed. He's okay. And he is still as sarcastic, charming, and stubborn as he is. And I get a lot of those tendencies from him. So that is essentially why I took my original break. That put me right before fall, end of summer. I was prepping for my best friend's wedding. I was maid of honor. I was saving up for it because I had to take about a month and a half off from full-time flying. I was flying part-time to help my family, my dad through the first situation. And I'm thankful I had that time. I got back into the swing of things by last July. And I was prepping for leaving the first week of September for my best friend's wedding. So I'm going to bang it out all of July, all of September, be ready for September, October, etc. End of summer, another tragedy hit. We lost my little sister's mom, my stepmom. She suddenly passed away, and that's when family really needed to come together. I wish I could have done more in that moment, and I still do. But I also learned to let my dad parent, and my siblings really stepped up, and they're still stepping up to this day. And that is what happened and snowballed until closer to the end of the year. I wound up going to my best friend's wedding right after the funeral. After that, I was financially in ruin because I had taken so much time off work from May until October. So I was struggling. Your girl had to work some more, and that's where I've been. Long-winded, but we got there. Boom. Next, maybe I'll add some little excerpts somewhere around here. Travel adventures. Traveling did not get good for me again. Oh wait, during all of this turmoil, I did get a chance to go to Poland, where my best friend got married. And it was breathtaking and beautiful and gorgeous. I wish I could have spent more time. I wish I could have hopped over to Paris and done other things, but that's not where I was meant to be in that phase of my life, nor did I have the funds to do. So I came back. I really started hunkering down and started working again. And that brought me all the way back up to spring. Next, travel adventures. Did lots of Peru, lots of DC because it's one of my favorite cities, and random other stuff after I went to Poland for the wedding. Spent a week there. It was an amazing week. And then came back, hunkered down, was working. That brought us back to spring and summer. We got some tropical islands back, y'all. And your girl was in a bathing suit at the beach, having fun, working quite a bit. If you know anything about the line of work that I'm in, I got to 113 in June. I got to 100 in July. And in August, I got to 133. I got a new camera. This little Mikey mic is from the DJI. I got an Osmo Pocket, and I love this thing. It's so easy. I've been doing a lot of my stories and social content with that. And I tried to translate that to my laptop. It was 6 to 7 years old and she was slow. So we had to wait until I was able to purchase a new girl. Don't know what to name her yet, but yeah, another big girl purchase. Lifestyle changes. Let's start with my skincare. Now, I was not that diligent the last year and a half with my skin, and it definitely showed. 30s. I'm not 30, I am 32. I turned 32 this summer. Didn't do much. Actually, I didn't do anything really for my birthday. I just wanted to be grounded and thankful for my life and that my family's okay. We're gonna wash our hands first before I touch our face. And I spent the day at home, relaxing, Netflix and chilling. I got myself a cake. I took some photos because I was like, I don't want to do much, but I do want to celebrate the fact that I am continuing this wonderful life that has been afforded to me. We're going to double cleanse. Sulwasu. Usually I just go in with a cleansing oil, but we have these star pimple patches that are positively stuck to my face. They're supposed to soak up gunk, but there isn't much gunk left. I just had a couple of breakouts and I didn't want them to get too hard and scab over. So we just wanted to keep those moist. So the stars are off, cleansing oil, and here we go. We're gonna double cleanse. And I've been doing this since before that video I did. Can you believe it? 5 years ago? You might be able to see my skin's coming off. I started using a retinol in my routine. I was noticing some flakes and some fine lines and wrinkle pop up when I know that my genetics do not condone that, because my dad is 65 and he looks 45. I'll come back after double cleansing. Okay, let's lift the gimbal here. I have some sweet trail mix. let's get to it. We are double cleansed. Second thing I have been using for a few months now that's keeping my hormonal breakouts at bay. My sebaceous filaments and close comedones have decreased. The Kate Somerville Eradicate Daily Foaming Cleanser is a sulfur wash, and I found that this is not stripping my skin like salicylic acid, glycolic acid, or benzoyl peroxide washes. All of those felt like they stripped my skin and my skin would go haywire after a couple days. If I need it, I can cleanse twice, morning once and at night once, and my skin still won't feel super stripped. This mark here came from me going at the milia because it was deep. And then these here were essentially really deep close comedones, and I was getting nitpicky about my skin texture, and that's on me. So we've cleansed. I'm going to use a toner. It's from Mixsoon. It's their Centella toner. I feel like this gives me a nice little boost without drying out my skin. I like to pat and swipe. None of this burns, by the way. It should never burn. But we are keeping actives off of these two spots because we don't want PIH or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation to set in. So I really just get in there and it gives a nice little shine. It feels nice and my skin isn't really feeling tight unless I'm about to shed. So that's the first thing. Second thing we're actually gonna do is take a hydrocolloid pimple patch. And I know that these are, for most people, just aesthetic, but it's helping me keep these two marks on the side moist so that they don't crust up and scar. So I'm really grateful for them. I'm gonna use this here. These were completely bright pink because I went ham on my skin. And you should never do that. But yeah, so that's first layer. That's the only thing that I layer on. We're gonna go in with retin-A, which is tretinoin. I used this years ago and I really didn't like the flaky feeling and I felt like my skin was doing weird things. But I've come to love this stuff. Today, we peeled a bit, but it wasn't like super bad. But it's really helping fade my marks. So we're gonna do a pea-sized amount for the entire face. I've taken my skincare to a whole nother obsession. If you feel like your skin's a little bit sensitive, like burny, skip it. Skip the tret for the night. Tingle, but I don't wanna completely kill my moisture barrier. Pea-size fits the entire face. My neck, I don't touch. We're gonna work it in. I prefer the gel because I feel like the cream is hard to layer on. I will go closer to, but not on my under eyes, like once a week, twice a week if I feel like there's dry skin. As you can see, I am avoiding those two marks that had fresh scabs a few days ago, because we don't want to irritate it further. I'm also avoiding the corners of my mouth. I accidentally did them the other day and they are dry, so we want that to heal up. While this is rubbing in, I make sure to get my scars, which I have 1, 2, 3, but they have faded significantly. Let this soak in. Let's talk about the new fashion trends and obsessions. More clean, more tailored pieces. It's getting a little bit harder because I am a bit chunky. I like being curvy. You guys know that I am pro body positivity, but I am no longer comfortable in my skin. So we have done some changes, watching my intake of certain things, started group exercising classes again. But I really want that clean, tailored look. The amount of shapewear that I have to wear for me to feel comfortable in it is polar opposites. So it's either clean and tailored or I'm dressed in a matching set, but I feel like a bum. So that's why I haven't really been posting outfits or doing collaborations for fashion stuff, because I just haven't been feeling confident or comfortable in my skin. What I just put on my finger is hydroquinone. This helped me with my skin tremendously this spring. I cycled it on for 2.5 months and then I was off of it for 3 months. I got some new marks because I was reckless with my skin this summer, not being as diligent as I should have been with my SPF, as well as just picking away at my skin. So this is quite literally just a spot treat. Any places that I felt got a bit of hyperpigmentation over the summer, I've really been shielding myself from the sun and wearing my SPF, because that's where it gets you. If you don't reapply, that is where you're really like, I wear sunscreen, but I still get dark marks. Reapply every 2 hours. Sometimes if I feel like I'm sweating, I'll just reapply. I don't need my face to be perfect, not even a little bit. I just need it to look radiant from afar. And I dry shaved my mustache and irritated the crap out of my skin. It was a little baby mustache, you could barely see, but I did that, and hyperpigmentation from the irritation. Yeah, we're gonna let that soak in. After that's done soaking in, we're going in with our moisturizer. I feel like my skin is super irritated and I've over exfoliated Triple Paste. Love her. Love Triple Paste. But this is my moisturizer of choice. This is super light, super moisturizing, non-comedogenic. The water cream by the Inculus. It used to be $10, but now it's 12 or more. I wish they made the giant size of it because I freaking love this stuff. I get the front of my neck because that was starting to really age me. I did a slight peel 3 times last winter to help with the hyperpigmentation of wearing a scarf around my neck. There was a ring from the rubbing from the irritation, but this is my face. We're gonna end off with the Ulla Henriksen peptide lip treatment. Love it. Here's my little trick with my lips. They're feeling super dry. I add water first. Let the water seep in just a little bit. Don't let it evaporate all the way. And boom. Now I feel like it takes a little bit longer for it to absorb, but it's okay. And then last thing I'm gonna do, since I accidentally put Retin-A on the sides of my lips without realizing it, we're gonna take a triple antibiotic ointment so we don't get any type of extra pain or infection. Now don't lick your lips. This is not safe to ingest, but that is quite literally my PM skincare routine. After I finish eating, I will brush my teeth and get settled for bed. Outside of wellness and skincare that I have been absolutely obsessed with, I think my overall clarity on my face looks a lot brighter, as well as my neck. My neck was super dark. If you saw videos before, you'd probably see that. I think I'm gonna add some moisturizer around my eyes because they're feeling just a tad bit dry. But anyways, I really want to feel strong and flexible again, so that is why I have added group classes. I think I want to try Pilates. I'm scared because I'm a big girl now. I've always been a big girl, but probably the biggest I've ever been. And I want to break what I feel like is a generational curse where the women in my family don't live to old age. All the men do. But on my maternal side, women, even on my paternal side, women a lot of times don't make it to 45, 50. And I know this is getting dark, but I found out My maternal grandma died at 34. I always thought it was 29 or 30, but 34. So I thought I had surpassed the first milestone. And at 31, I learned that I didn't. 34 is not as far as I thought it was now that I'm getting older. My mom passing away at 40, so that's 34. I don't want to just be 34, 44, or 54. I want to live. And to do so, I have to put in the effort, I have to put in the work, and I have to watch what goes in my body, and I have to move my body. So that's why I'm really trying to focus on what goes in my body, water intake, and starting to move it while I still can, and while I can still get back into some type of shape while I'm relatively young. The average age is somewhere in your 70s. So middle-aged isn't 45, 50. It's actually mid to late 30s, which is mind-blowing. What is next for my channel? There are some life changes that I had no control of and things that I do have control of. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to share that entire journey because I do want to keep something to myself, but I might share here and there. I'm still going to be doing what I'm doing, by the way. I'm not changing. I'm not leaving my career right now or my job. Not doing that right now. But there are other things that are happening or could happen. So I'm excited and nervous and scared all at the same time. But I want to feel uncomfortable in a good way again. And this makes me feel that way. I think I want to tease some travels, some more hauls with outfits once I feel a little bit more confident and comfortable in my skin. I'd say makeup tutorials, but I am a 5-minute face now girly. I want my skin to glow, to radiate, to beam through 2 dots of concealer, eyebrows, and a lip gloss. So that's why the skin is so important. Let me know if you're interested in the extra stuff that's going on or what you actually want to see if you're still here. Thank you for sticking around. I invite you to follow my upcoming journey. I haven't come up with a schedule quite yet. I would love to post once a week, but I will be transparent until I know what is happening. I'll commit to twice a month, which is every 2 weeks. The goal is once a week for 2 months. And then if I get a hang of that with editing and this new software and a new computer, then we'll say twice a week. For now, I'll give you another update in 2 weeks. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you had a good drink on me. Not really ingesting the alcoholic beverages at this time. I'm doing lots and lots of water and an occasional diet soda, but mostly water, trying to get 100 ounces a day. I hit 110 today, and I might hit some more, but what they don't tell you about drinking that much water is you always have to go to the bathroom. I've never in my life had to pee 5 to 6 times a day until I drank well over 100 ounces of water. But I do feel less bloated, so that's cute. But anyways, thanks for sticking around. This old lady, this millennial, this washed up previous on the rise content creator. And if any of this interests you, let me know. What I would also like you guys to do if you decide to watch, If you've been following me since I started this journey, or for over a year or two, put a little synopsis of an update to your life or something that has changed in your life so we can connect and share stories. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Bye, guys.